Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to discuss about mining frequent patterns, associations and correlations. Under this title, we are going to discuss about frequent pattern mining with the vertical data format and mining close frequent patterns and max patterns. In the previous class, we discussed a priori algorithm with an example. But we found some of the major issues in a priori algorithm also. To improve this a priori algorithm, we have also discussed some of the approaches. And we discussed about FP growth is a frequent pattern growth approach. Today we are going to discuss about frequent pattern mining with the vertical data format and mining close frequent patterns and max patterns. Vertical data format is one of the very efficient frequent item set mining. This will be called as ECLAT. It is equivalence class transformation algorithms. Generally, the table will be generated like items and transaction ID. So initially we will try to take transaction ID. There we will have number of transactions and each and every transaction will have number of items. But here the format will be changed. The previous one is horizontal format. Now we are going to change into vertical format. In vertical format, first we will take transaction ID set the right side and left side will be items. Where item is nothing but is item name and transaction ID set is the set of transactions. Here you can take vertical format. Suppose if you take transaction of AB is T11, transaction 11 and transaction 25, like that if you have number of transactions, this transaction list can be given in this format. Here you can take items, here I1, I2. Okay. For this I1 item, it is presented in transaction ID T800 as well as T900. And item I2, it is existing, it is presented in transaction ID T100 and transaction ID T800. So like that, if you present your format, then it is a vertical data format. And there is a condition here, driving frequent patterns based on vertical intersections. Here if you take T of x equal to T of y, then x and y always happen together. Okay. So we will see. And T of x existing T of y, and transaction having x always has y. There is a different set. Suppose if you take T of x equal to T1, T2, T3 and T of xy equal to T1, T3, then the difference between these two transaction sets, you can write like this: diff set xy, x equal to T2, where in both the transaction set, the T1 and T3 is available. Okay. If you cancel T1 and T3, you will be getting T2. This will help you to accelerate data mining. Okay. The diff set will help you to accelerate data mining. It is a mining process. Here we can take, this is a given format. It's a transactional database. Here you can take transaction ID T100, T200, T300, like that you have number of transaction IDs. For each and every transaction ID, you have number of items. Okay. Say for example, T100 having I1, I2, I5. Okay. Transaction 200 having items I2, I4. Transaction 300 having items I2 and I3. Like that, for each and every transaction, you have a set of items. And this is a given format. It is a horizontal format. It is a horizontal format. This would be converted into vertical format. Here, if you put in reverse, like in the item ID, you can see I1 is a lower and maximum is I5. So you have maximum I5 items. So you can take everything, you can list out one by one. Okay. I1, I2, I3, I4, I5. So you have 5 item sets. And each and every item set you have to check is available in which transaction IDs. That can be given on the right side. It is a transaction ID set. For example, if you take I1 here, this table, the I1 it is presented in transaction ID 100 as well as transaction ID 400, then transaction ID 500, then transaction ID 700 and transaction ID 800 and transaction ID 900. All these transactions will be taken and we are putting over here. Transaction ID 100, transaction ID 400, 500, 700, 800, 900. Okay. Same way, in the I2, if you take item set I2, okay, the I2 presented in which transactions? You can see, for example, I2 is available in transaction 100. Okay. Then I2 is available in 200. Then I2 is available 300. Then I2 is available 400. It is a 400. Then I2 is available 600. Then I2 is available 800. Then I2 is available 900. So all these transactions will be selected and will be given over here. Likewise, in I3 also, the I3 item set where it is present, in which transaction it is available, it is occurring. Okay. So slowly we can verify. See the item 3, it is available in transaction 300. Item 3 it is available in 500. Item 3 is available in T600, then T700, then T800, then T900, like that. For each and every item set, we should identify the corresponding transaction ID, then it should be given over here. Okay. And if you do like that, and finally you can see the count. So I1, if you take, here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 transaction ID is there. Same way I2 also, then I3, then I4, and I5. You can count it everything. So this is a vertical data format. This is a horizontal data format. This is a vertical data format. Next, in the previous case, it is a single transaction ID item set we have taken here. Okay. Here only one item is available here. Now we will try to find out the combination like I1, I2, I1, I3, I1, I4, I1, I5. The same way I2, I3, I2, I4, then I2, I5, then I3, I4, I3, I5, then I4, I5. Like that, you can take two item set. The next table we generated. Here you can take I1, I2, I1, I3, I1, I4, I1, I5, I2, I3, I2, I4, I2, I5, I3, I5. See, now you can take I1, I2 is available in which transaction? And again we have to go to the previous table. I1, I2 it is available in transaction 100. Then I1, I2 is available in transaction 400. Okay. The same way. Then I1, I2 800. Then I1, I2 900. Okay. So this will be presented over here. It is here. Same way, I1, I3 it is presented in which transaction? You have to refer the previous table. Then you can write it over here. Same way, I1, I4, I1, I5, I2, I3, I2, I4, I2, I5, I3, I5. If you look at this table, you can see I1, I4 and I3, I5 having only one transaction ID. It is a single, only one transaction ID. But the minimum support is 2. So as per property of A-priori algorithm, it should be either greater than or equal to it is minimum support. Here we have only 1. So this I1, I4 will be removed and I3, I5 will also be removed. Okay. The remaining we have all other transactions like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 we have. Now with this available item set, now we will go for 3 item set, okay, in vertical data format. Here you can take, if you combine 3 item set, finally you will be getting I1, I2, I3, I1, I2, I5. I1, I2, I3, the same way you can check I1, I2, I3 in which transaction it is occurred. So if you check this previous one, you can see T800 and T900. Then same way I1, I2, I5 it is occurred in T100 and T800. So finally we get 3 item set I1, I2, I3, I1, I2, I5. For these we have transaction ID T800, T900, T100 and T800. This is the frequent item sets. Through vertical format we found it. Now you can see, so what we have done, the same thing which is given in the descriptive manner. Item set I1, I4 and I3, I5 each contain only one transaction. They do not belong to the set of frequent 2 item sets. Okay. And based on the a priori property, a given 3 item set is a candidate 3 item set only if every one of its 2 item set subset is frequent. And the candidate generation process here will generate only 2 3 item set. Example I1, I2, I3, I1, I2, I5. So which is generated in the previous case. By intersecting the ID, transaction ID sets of any 2 corresponding 2 item sets of these candidate 3 item sets, it derives the finite table where there are only 2 frequent 3 item sets. They are all I1, I2, I3, I1, I2, I5. The I1, I2, I3, the count is 2. Here also in the I1, I2, I3, the count is 2. The next one is mining closed and max patterns. Okay. It is the recommended methodologies to search for closed frequent item sets directly during the mining process. This requires us to prune the search space as shown as we can identify the case of closed item sets during mining. The pruning strategies include the following. Okay. It is one of the very important the rule over here. It is going to be applied in the following systems. If every transaction containing a frequent item set X also contain an item set Y, you should remember, okay, if X is there, the Y will also be there, but not any proper subset of superset of Y. Then X union Y forms a frequent closed item set and there is no need to search for any item set containing X but no Y. We will see this. It is a closed set. It is one of the efficient direct mining of closed item set. It is lossless compression. Most of the places, the frequent item set closed patterns are more desirable. Now we can take these rules. Item set merging. If Y appears in every occurrence of X, then Y is merged with X. We will see how it is. Now we can take this table. We will take this table. Here we have transaction ID 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And items ACDEF, ABE, CEF, ACDF, CEF. So for each and every transaction ID, we have item set. Now we will try to find out how many items are available over here. Okay. And we will try to find out the support count for each and every item sets. For example, if you take A here, the A is available in this item set 1, 2, 3. So A count is 3.